Welcome. This is how it feels like to be me. So, you want to get a Lexus? Here's one thing to consider, man. It's a lot of gas right there. Premium unleaded only. Here's how much you're going to be paying. 73 bucks. That's how much you're going to be paying for a full tank. So, think about it. Is it worth it for you? Should you get a Lexus? So we're here at the car wash. Washing the car. Obviously that's what it's for. As you saw the price of the gas, we're talking about $76 just to get a full tank of gas. And like I mentioned before, depends on the president, you know, the price, the economy, whatever. Now let's talk about preventative maintenance, man. Getting your brakes done, oil changes. I get done. Oil change cost me about 120 bucks. They changed my oil, replace the oil filter. They'll put air in my tires, give me wiper fluid, check the lights on the vehicle, make sure that everything's working, whatever, you know. Mostly just do it just so that liability, you know, somebody else can be liable for the work, even though I could do it myself. But that's what we pay people, right? We pay the pros to get shit done properly. So as I had mentioned previously, oil change is about 140 bucks. Now let's talk brakes. I got some good brakes in the front, good brakes in the back. That cost me about 600 bucks a piece to get brake pads, rotors, all that stuff, and the labor. It's a bit expensive, but we got some pretty good brakes. I'm hearing squealing. They stop. The stopping is very responsive. I mean, if it's your daily driver, you know, and you want to preserve your car, make sure you put some good parts in it. If you're in the budget, shit. I recommend for you to save up some dough for some good stuff, man, you know? Save up to get those good brakes. It's not that hard. It's not like you have to do it often. When was the last time I did my brakes? I did my brakes probably about 4 years ago, I think. Or 2 or 3. I don't know. I did not drop 1,200 bucks on the brakes on the spot. I did my front brakes first, and then 3 months later I did the back. My mechanic told me that the front were definitely done, and the back still has some life, because mostly all the weight goes to the front of the car when you brake. And yeah, 3 months later I did the back brakes. That's another 600 bucks. When I got this vehicle, I got it from a dealer, used car dealer. All the tires were pretty much didn't have air, man. That's kind of like a red flag right there. The only reason why I actually went for the car is because it only had one owner, you know. And I saw the Carfax, the details of the car, and the first owner always took this vehicle to the dealer to get it maintained, whether it was brakes, oil change, or whatever, you know. Which is pretty cool, man. Whoever owned this car really took care of it, loved it. And then they bought it in 2007, brand spanking new, man. That must have been a lot of dough at that time. Dude must have looked pimping for show. Cause this car is pimping. You know what I'm saying? This is a hot car. This car is hot, dude. What's another thing that's a repair? An air filter, which you can probably replace yourself with a car, you know? I really want to keep this car as stock as possible. Another maintenance thing. Well, I did do a transmission change. Why? When I bought it from the dealer, it was all nice and dandy, and maybe like a month in or two, transmission started to fail, man. You guys wanted to charge me like $1,400 on top just to put a used transmission, you know? And I thought that was pretty shady on their part. There was a sensor inside the transmission. Here's something to consider. If you get a sensor code inside the transmission, just to drop the transmission, you're looking at $800. So if you need to do any maintenance inside your transmission, that's $800, baby. So you have to pop up if you want to be spending that kind of dough. Well, what I did is basically, they were charging me $800 to check out the sensor. My mechanic told me that, and we wouldn't even know if that would be the issue, you know? Because, what if they changed the sensor and that wasn't the problem, you know? Now we gotta diagnose even more. And then they're gonna drop it again. That's another $800. $800 here, you know, plus the sensor and the doubt of knowing that it might not work. I decided to swap out the transmission, not myself, but I decided to swap out the transmission. Transmission cost me about $5,000. It was like $6,000, and I got $1,000 back. And yeah, $1,000 back, which is pretty dope, man. Shit, who else is gonna give you $1,000 back? So now we're gonna talk about tires. Tires are not cheap. This time I decided to get the G-Max High Performance All-Season tires, which for a set of 4 comes to about $700 with some tax. I also had to change the tire pressure monitoring sensors for all 4 rims as well, which was $80 a piece, putting me at $320. With some labor, the total was about $1,100. Consider all those things, you know. It's not something that you're going to be spending often, but you will be spending a pretty good chunk of change for your car, which you could get a used tire for $100, but you know, you're running the risk of endangering yourself, and you don't want to be driving and slip out or something. Just be safe about it. Save some money, get some new tires. You don't have to worry about them for a while, unless you burn some rubber, you know, which I don't, so we're good there. Now the engine, I haven't had to do any repairs on the engine. I'm considering about doing spark plugs, even though I don't have any issues with my engine. It's very reliable. The only thing I do is just oil change, which is once every 2 months. You know, I don't really care if I reach the mileage threshold. You know, it's just something that I do to preserve my car. Even though I'm pretty sure this oil can easily last me more than 2 months. When I got the car previously, it was in an accident. The dealer repaired the fan in the front. It has two fans. One of the fans wasn't working. It didn't come out of my pocket. The throttle body has also been replaced. It was not at my expense. It was something that was done by the previous owner. I think I've read a few forums and seen that it's something common. But ever since they've done all those things, I've maintained the car and I haven't had any issues. This car is extremely reliable. Takes me everywhere I need to go without a problem. I've never broken down. Never had to tow it. I've never had mystery issues where you go to a mechanic, you know, and it's difficult for the mechanic to find the problem. Except that transmission sensor that I mentioned a while back, which is expensive, you know. Just to get a sensor fixed, $800, crazy. Other than that, this car is just straightforward reliability. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is Slam. I'll see you next time.